We move to the all-weather now, and that is race 4. It's the first leg of the triple trio, Class 4, 1,200 metres. Prince of Gems is going to head the weights, and he won on debut and then was 6th, but unlucky in his second start. He comes onto this surface for the first time. All Best Friends is a horse that boasts 1 win from 5 starts this track. Shamport, All You Need. Heartskeeper, the old fellow. He's had some issues with blood abnormalities of late. Starluck's the newcomer, but he's drawn the outside barrier. Luna Zephyr, Flying Lover, was an all-the-way winner in a recent trial. Fortune Happiness, Tom's Dragon, showed a liking for this surface last start. And Levante, nice barrier, gate 5, but he needs to lift. Shamport, back and forth to Chunfa in preparation for this race. Matthew Poon will take the ride for Casper Founds.
Interesting pace map here, because we're talking about trial data and newcomer data. Flying Lover went really well on the speed, won a handsome trial winner last time. You have to think they're going to try and go forward. Starluck has shown plenty of promise and speed in trials, but he is drawn out wide here, along with Luna Zephyr. Early stage is very important for those horses, but you have to think that the way he won his trial, Flying Lover will roll along at a pretty good gallop here.
This horse has been well prepared going into this race. He's 1,056 pounds, is very well... he's had 4 trials, so he's really forward in condition. Just the draws, the only query, barrier 12, but he looks really good. Flying Lover, as we mentioned, has trialled well recently. He goes nicely as well. And I agree, I think he'll lead. I think the 2 of them will come across, but Flying Lover will eventually get to the row. He's drawn inside of Starluck. And Tom's Dragon, another one that's has yet to win here in Hong Kong from his 10 starts. But his last run on the all-weather behind Simply Big wasn't a bad run. And he's maintained nicely enough, and he's going well here in the mornings.
All right, let's hear from Zach Purton to start with. He is, of course, the man who will ride Prince of Gems. He caught up with Edward Sadler on Friday morning.
Zach, Prince of Gems, that check before the 300 put him out of contention?
Yeah, Joe just shut the door on him, and that was the end of the race.
Were you travelling well up until that point, though?
He was travelling okay. He's not the type of horse that travels strongly in behind him, but it'd be fair to assume that he might have found a little bit.
Onto the dirt for the first time. You've ridden him in 3 gallops on the surface since his last run. How does he feel on it? Yeah,
he seems to go all right on the dirt. He's trialled on it before and trialled well enough. He's not a push-button type of horse. He needs just to find the right rhythm and keep him happy, and hopefully we can do that.
You've had a bit to do with him. He's had a couple of starts. Are you happy with how he's coming along?
Yeah, he's always trialled well. He's obviously raced well. I don't think the surface is a problem, so there's nothing to worry about.
All right, where do we rate him in a race like this?
I think he has to be high on any shortlist. Yeah. He has trialled pretty well on this surface. He didn't get much luck last time. The time before, on turf, he was a really good winner. The horse he beat, Mr. Croissant, has gone and won since. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've got 1 to beat him, but I think he's going to be right in the finish. And we don't know where he would have finished in that second race, did we?
All right. A horse that Zach has been aboard his last 2 is Shamport. They did heavily try this on the all-weather earlier on in the season. Overall, he's been quite costly.
Yeah, he's had the 13 starts now, and I thought he's definitely had his chances. As you mentioned, he was really well backed against Elusive State on one occasion as well. But look, I didn't put him in the end. I thought he's had his chances.
Me too. He didn't hit the line with any real aggression there, did he? He came to have his chance, and then that run petered out. He had Zach Purton last time. It didn't go his way. Could be the same case again this Sunday. Yeah,
I tend to think he might have a liking for the surface better than the turf, so that might be a little bit of a tick alongside of his name. Tom's Dragon certainly does. He's been competitive on the turf, but he trialled really well on the all-weather leading into this, and I thought ran accordingly.
This is a good run because look at the 2 horses he beats. They're both improvers. Simply Big, loads of speed. On the outside, the grey horse is Silver Fig. Yep. And this is a really good performance in Defree. It doesn't look anything flash on paper. He's just galloping on. But I suspect there aren't quite so many improvers up against him this weekend.
Yeah, I agree. I've got him in there as well. I think he's going to run well, and I think they'll stick to that surface, won't they?
The other one went quite OK too. Better anyway, Fortune Happiness. But what's the tip here, Paul? Oh, hang on, we've got one more to look at. This is probably the tip, actually, judging on the early show male, Starluck. He was a nice bit of work you showed in him in the mornings, and here he is in the mornings having a trial.
Now, he was back in this trial, and then when they came around the turn, he cut the corner, and they just let him go, and he really accelerated. He's definitely got a turn of foot, this horse. I think from barrier 12 we can get it outside the leader, and Frankie Law's got some great statistics on the all-weather with these horses. We saw Simply Big and whatnot come out and win in Gameplay Empress, etc. I think he'll win well.
And the horse he's in ahead of there, Brett, is 82 rated Moment of Power.
Correct.
So he's got bags of ability this week.
Yeah, I was just looking at that again and thinking, why I haven't got this in the tips. But yeah, I think the barrier is the biggest concern. Flying Lover, look, you can deal me out of him. He's had too many chances. I know this is a nice trial, but I want to see it on race day.
Agreed. Second course and distance behind a Happy Tour. Then in the afternoons, he went off the boil until that trial. Can we believe that trial's for real, Paul?
Well, he's going to be in front, so that's one little positive. Look, I kept him in for fourth, just in case he is an improver in the race, but he's had his chances, as Brett said.
Ryder was concerned with his action last start. Yeah. Meachor is a master of getting these horses right on the all-weather, but he has overall been very, very costly. The newcomer for you, by the sounds of it, Paul?
Yeah, I like him. I think Starlight, we should get a nice price of Prince of Gems, who is the main danger in the race. He's, what, 7.3 at the moment, 3.7 a place. So the wide draw doesn't put me off too much on the all-weather. I think he can get across easy enough. And he looks quite professional from his trials. He's had 4 of them. So 7 to beat the 1. Tom's Dragon in there for third and Flying Lover from the front. 7, 1, 11 and 9, but I like the 7.
Slightly different for me. 1, 11, 7, 5. I'm sticking with Prince of Gems. Lightly raced, unlucky last time, impressive the time before. Zach doesn't seem to think the surface is a problem. Happy to go along with that. Tom's Dragon, speed, consistent. Starluck, but for the draw, I'd have to have him very close to Prince of Gems. I am slightly concerned about stall 12, first time out. And the one I want to throw in is the veteran Hearts Keeper. He's been a little bit hit and miss on his last few runs, but go back 3 starts, very good second. He's entitled to make some sort of impact.
He's had a blood abnormality recently, but a very honest campaigner. That's the first of 2 races on the all-weather. Race 4, we're going to take another short break. When we return, we'll look at races 5 and 6. Stay with us here on Racing to Win.